Some again.
We lived long enough to
Flow, and welcome to another installment of Cool's Conversations. This is my host, Mimi.
How
What's
you
up,
doing?
baby? How you doing?
Hi. Oh, hey, what's going on?
I hope y'all ready, cause today we gonna get right at you, and we gonna get exact today. When you gonna learn something. You really will. Here, answer that call for me.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna learn something today. We have
Hello?
two of the most celebrated,
He told me to answer the phone.
intelligent, innovative, creative brothers that ever grace the halls of hip hop
Oh,
to
we're
ever
in right now.
to ever do it.
Yes, I don't know
That's what
what-
y'all youngsters say
yeah.
these days.
Yeah,
two
we're
of the
in right
best
now.
to ever do it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
put your
Bye.
minds and your hands together for Kid and Play, or should I say Play and Kid?
Oh, I thought you was introducing somebody else. I was gonna say, where that?
Yeah.
What's up, my brother? What's up, brother?
I was
Play?
like,
What's up, brother? Kid?
I was like, where the Beatles at? Where the Beatles at?
How you doing, Mr. Mimi, Coolio, our brother and sister? How y'all doing?
What's
we
happening?
doing fine.
And to your audience, what's really good?
What's up? What's up, world? What's up? So what's up, man? How y'all doing, man? What's going on? What's going on with all this pandemicness?
Hey, like we said before the tape was rolling, we learning new things about ourselves daily. Some of it comfortable, some of it not so comfortable. But
Right.
it's all
Yeah.
part of growth, you know?
One of the things that we like to do, our friends like to do, is we never say pandemic. We just say a word that begins with the letter P. You know what I'm saying? Like, we in the midst of a Panera Bread, and a lot of people don't. We in the midst of a Panasonic.
Oh,
We
so-
already know what
in the
you
middle.
already know what word I'm thinking of.
Exactly. Come out with it. See what I'm saying? So we don't never say pandemic.
Pineapples. Pineapples.
Yeah.
We in the middle of a
Pine
paraplegic.
nuts.
This is all new to me. I just say I'm staying home. That's all I say.
We're in the middle of these pine nuts.
Look, we in the middle of a Panda Express, and a lot of people don't really know what's going on. But now
we're in the middle of pizza.
we're hanging in there.
So
on tour.
while we got Play here, let's go back to the beginning. And I know y'all probably told this story a million times, so just tell it to me a different way. But tell me the truth. So
It gets better each time we tell it. It evolves.
how did Kid and Play become Kid and Play?
Ooh, Lord. Go ahead, Bo.
Okay.
You're the oldest.
Basically, we were right. Basically, we were the two left standing. We used to be a part of two different crews, kind of rivalry type thing, but iron sharpening iron type thing going on. And he was part of a crew called the Turnout Brothers. I was a part of the crew called the Super Lovers. And as I'm just going to give you the edited version, but as time went along, we began to outgrow our parents' basement and things, and people had to grow, and unplanned babies were being born, and it's time to get a job and all of that good stuff. So as the crews dispersed, so to speak, I was out there in them streets. Kid was doing his thing in school, but we still loved this thing called hip hop. So we still had our freedom. So Kid's full name with the Turnout Brothers was the Kid Cool Out. My full name was Playboy. But when you're close with somebody, you shorten their name. So whenever we would refer to Kid, we didn't call him Kid Cool Out. We just call him Kid. Same thing with me when I play. And when it was time to come together and make some music, matter of fact, we were Fresh Force first. We had a group called Fresh Force, and we made some noise in the tri-state area, New York, Jersey, and even Ohio, believe it or not. And then from that, we were with Sutra Records, label mates with the Fat Boys.
Sutra?
And
Spell that.
Sutra
Spell that.
Records.
Spell that.
And then after that, I'm just giving you the edited version. We will always stay close with Herbie Lovebug. He was doing his thing with Salt and Pepper. And when it was time for the record labels to want to know what his next act would be, he looked to us because he didn't have to reinvent the wheel. So we got rid of Fresh Force. We signed with a new label, Select Records, UTFO, Whistle. The list goes on.
Right.
And we became Kid and Play, and we did Last Night Changed It All. That Herbie produced, Magic of Him and Kid and other producers, and made a music video with Do This My Way. That was, I think, our second single. But the success of Last Night gave momentum for the label to want to go ahead and do another single and then go ahead and invest in an album. And whatever I miss, Kid can fill in.
No, that was it. That's good. That was pretty good. That was a Cliff Notes. That was a Cliff Notes version. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it went like that. And I think it's wild that people don't understand in those days. We didn't have an album deal right out the box. Mm-hmm. We had a single that got us to the next single, that got us to the next single.
Right.
That got us to. Then they said, "Okay, we'll sign you." Like after the third successful single, I think it was after Getting Funky, if I remember, that they was just like, okay.
They decided to put a ring on it then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then now you look at, you want to be my friend. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it was so funny because when we did Do This My Way, we knew we had a hit.
Do This My Way. Do This My Way.
Yo,
was that a play off of My Way by Frank Sinatra? Was it part of that?
Yeah, you know what? It absolutely was. I remember.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, when I used to work at a bank in Flushing when I worked at a Greenpoint Savings Bank, and we were just coming up, and I remember when the supervisor would go to the other side of the room, I would whip out the notebook, and I remember specifically writing Do This My Way, and part of the influence was Frank Sinatra's My Way, because he was like, I did it my way, but I was just like make it like hip hop. How would a hip hop guy say it? Hip hop guy would say, "Yo, I'm gonna do this my way." Boom,
plus
boom.
we couldn't clear the sample of Frank Sinatra.
Did y'all try to use it? You tried to use it?
No,
I'm just messing around.
Okay.
No, matter of fact,
funny. What I wanted to say was how much. I don't know if Kid remembers how much emotional investment we had in that track. Not only building it, Herbie with his meticulous ways, but we knew we had a hit. But no one saw another joint coming along, artist out of Harlem by the name of Rob Bass and Easy Rock, and came out with It Takes Two, which had a very similar beat and sample, and it just dominated. But the great thing about that was that whenever any of the well-known DJs in New York and elsewhere would play that record, the next record they would play, blending it in or cutting it in, would be ours. So it kind of segued in.
Okay.
But I think the industry felt they kind of did us wrong a little bit, or kind of missed the boat. So when it was time to come out with Getting Funky, we got all that love that I believe was intended for Do This My Way, but rightfully so. Getting Funky was dope,
Yeah, well, and this is the thing, and this is sometimes where you can sometimes be a little too perfect for your own good. As Play said, the beat that we had was very similar to Rob Bass's beat.
Right.
But Herbie Lovebug, as a producer, he went out of his way to take out, everybody remembers the Rob Bass for the woo, yeah, woo, yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
woo, right? That's in the Rob Bass. That's in the original song.
And Herbie,
right, being the perfectionist, that he took that part out. he said that's in the way. And we were like, okay, cool. Okay. So we just got the we got that flat beat. It was just dope beat. But Rob Bass, probably his producers and them not being as meticulous as Play said, they just left it in.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. That was the kicker.
Yeah.
That was the difference between our record and their record. To me,
Tell him how long it took to take that piece out.
it took
Because he
forever.
drove our engineer crazy.
Yeah.
And where everybody's like, what's the big deal? Like, none of us could leave the studio. I think that was like an all-nighter until the sun came up trying to get that thing out of there. You know?
Yeah, how did
I
you
mean-
guys?
I
How did
mean-
you get it out? Oh, that's right. You had to
no,
cut
no,
and paste. You had to
Yeah,
cut and
cut
paste.
and paste.
Well, yeah, I mean, and not
Well,
as
no.
easy as people
Hold on
do
one
it
second.
now.
Let me explain this to her.
No,
When
I know.
When I say cut and paste, I mean actually cut.
I know. You
Yes.
need to explain it to them, not me.
Oh, okay, all right. So you seen somebody actually cut physical tape before?
No, you've explained it to me like
Oh.
a million times.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
I
so
know.
let me explain this to the world because they don't know what most people don't know what it is. There was tape. There was actual tape. If you've ever seen a cassette tape or a VHS tape, that actual tape that's in there,
Quarter inch. Yeah.
quarter. They had to take
Reel
that
to
and
reel.
they had to cut it, take that piece out, and then splice it back together. And they had to do it by hand. So they had to go through the whole long man. It probably how many times you think it was in there?
Yo. You know, it's so funny. I just saw an interview with Sheila E. and she was talking
Right.
about how Pop Life was made with Prince.
Okay.
And how they went through that same procedure, cutting the tape to bring that song together. And, you know, it was like, wow. But no, that, like I said, it almost was like, we almost on the verge of wanting to fight because
Wow.
we really didn't get what he was trying to do. Or at least I didn't.
Right.
I was like, what's the big deal? And Andre DeBorg, who was our engineer at the time, brilliant cat, we call him Lord of the Board, he was frustrated. So, but you know what? It's what we loved about Herbie and how dope he was with what he did. You know what I'm saying? So, and how he did it. You know, he had a vision, he had an idea, and boy, he'd stick with that like a dog with a bone, would not let it go.
And the thing about it was this. I think that, I mean, ultimately, if you're talking about It Takes Two versus Do This My Way, you know, It Takes Two was a much bigger record. But as Play said, we were allowed in that moment. We were kind of allowed to, you know, like when the race cars are driving and the guy gets in behind this one race car that's in the lead, and they call
Right.
it drafting.
Yes, sir.
And you just kind of, you know.
So y'all kind of drafted off of It
Yeah,
Takes
we
Two.
drafted. Yeah, we
Okay.
drafted. And so but we knew we had other joints. You know,
Right.
we had joints ultimately that ended up bigger than that joint. But it was a great joint to start with, and you know, once again, it you know, we learned a lot about the process. Sometimes you can, and Coolio, you know, as a producer, you know how that goes. Sometimes you can, you know, maybe we should have left that in there.
Right.
But there was a level of quality, you know what I mean, that Herbie had, and then I think we learned from. We were just like, all right, you know what?
Well, you know that- you know how
they made
that
their
goes.
decision. They
You know how
made
that
their
goes. You
creative
just
decision,
you
and
just
we made
got to
ours.
roll with the punches. Then you got to take it.
And I think they had a more universal hook too. I mean, how can you go wrong with It Takes Two? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
takes two to make. It was more.
Well, I mean, they took the chorus of the record. That's
But look,
the
at the
thing
end, at the
that
end
we
of the
didn't
day,
like to do.
at the end of the
That's
day,
something we didn't like to do.
that's neither here nor there because you guys went on to have many hits. So that
No,
that
we
didn't
want to
matter.
fight Rob Bass. Let's go. Stop it.
Did you? Okay, so now since you said that, have you guys ever had a legitimate hip hop rap beef?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He says yeah. I say no. Maybe because I didn't think twice about it. But
Right.
yeah, I guess you know.
Who did you guys have a supposed beef
Well,
with?
we did a record called Next Question. I think it was on the Face the Nation album, where at the time we addressed some things that we thought that, you know, some people were coming at us in a slick way or whatever.
Right.
So it was Vanilla Ice, it was Hammer, it was Luke. And basically, I think we were being more sarcastic or whatever. I don't know. I just remembered the one with Luke. I think that's the one kid is thinking about, you know. But what had happened was, if memory serves me well, we did something on BET, which
Tone.
what's wrong,
That's
Tone?
Tone.
Get up, Tone.
I got
Get
it.
up, Tone. We had did a BET interview with Salt and Pepper together, and I think the girls had made some comment that wasn't too favorable to Luke and them, I guess about, women or whatever. I really don't remember the details.
Right.
But he thought, like, if you look at that interview, Kid and I didn't say a word, but I guess it was guilt by association.
Right.
So he came at us because of that, and we got back at him because of that.
Did y'all do it? Did you guys do it on record, or was it just?
Yeah.
What song?
What was the record he made on us? It was something but something and tell us play.
Right. He did the first record that Luke made about us first was, he used to do these series of records. Coolio, you probably remember this, and it was called I Ain't Bullshitting.
Okay.
And he would just kind of just talk about people that he had beef with, and on one of them records, I think it was I Ain't Bullshitting Part 2, something like that. That's when he started talking about us. So I was like, these two, whatever, these New York cats, whatever. Then we made the song Next Question, which was produced by Pete Rock, by the way, where we addressed Luke and Vanilla Ice. And then Luke came out with another record after that called Pussy Ass Kid and Hoe Ass Play.
Wow.
And then we was like, well,
he wasn't lying. I was a host. So
now you was ready. I know. Play. You was ready. Play. You was ready to fight at that point. I'm sure.
To me,
we ran into each other a couple of times. Remember in the airport?
Did. Yeah.
No,
I don't.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, just creatively, I was just like, man, it's gonna be hard for us to come back after that. Like, what we don't cuss at all. He just called us pussy ass kid and hoe ass.
Well, I know. I saw recently in some magazine, maybe a month or two ago, where it was supposed to be the 50 greatest diss records, and I know that the one he did had charted.
Really?
No way.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that shit.
Wow.
I think it was number 25. Like I said, it wasn't. It didn't mess with me in my playhouse. And I am a host, so whatever. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Well, and then beyond that, it ended up getting squashed. I mean, I know we knew a lot of the same people, and I think if I recall correctly, those people kind of blended, kind of brought us together. It was just like, man, come on, y'all, stop it. So, that stuff's been dead. And then as far as Vanilla Ice is concerned, like, Coolio, y'all was there. I mean, we've been rocking, all of us been rocking together for the last several years. So, that's all that beef is long past.
And even before that.
It's so funny. It's so funny what Kid mentions, because one of the things I noticed, and I'm glad he brought up, us all touring together with I Love the 90s and everything.
Right.
I can remember a time where there would always be that atmosphere of competitiveness that maybe would go too far. No one's really exchanging any pleasantries or anything like that. But now that we're all out, you see the humility. We're all glad to be able to have the opportunity to rock again,
right,
and share each other's dressing rooms, drink together, smoke together, all of that kind of stuff like that. And just to really be grateful, you know what I'm saying? And I've always noticed that and thought that was like real dope, so
absolutely. The crazy thing was, I remember back in the day, it was very competitive at all times.
Yes.
Whether it was a record, whether it was on stage, whether it was a interview. It was
we were competing for women too.
Yeah.
We were competing.
So with that being okay, so now you brought so who? I already know. I'm gonna ask y'all for everybody else. Who got the most women back in the day when y'all was doing that?
This guy here, not even close. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me, right?
Right.
No,
we already addressed what.
So you giving it up?
No. Let's readdress and readdress.
No, let's undress.
So let me
exactly.
Hold on, babe.
He's the undresser. That's his nickname. The undresser.
Hold on, the lady needs to speak. Lady wants to speak.
I specifically remember kids saying that Play got all the action until the light-skinned brothers were in. Then it went to him.
You had the Wesley Snipes era.
No.
But then who came in representing light skin? What was like El DeBarge and stuff like that?
Prince, El DeBarge.
Don't try it. No,
with the good hair, all of that. Kids got that too. You see the curls up top. You know what I'm saying?
No, look.
El Natural.
I'm not going to say where I heard it, but I definitely heard that.
No. Let me tell you this, and Coolio knows this too. There's no substitute for confidence. Okay.
Absolutely.
No.
And Play had the ultimate confidence. Like even when we were poor, he had lots of confidence. I didn't get it. I was like,
Mimi, I wasn't told that's what we would be doing on this show. What next topic?
yeah.
What? I know.
Next topic. This was.
Yeah, I know you don't want. You
What
don't
is
want
this?
to,
This is your life? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
your
wait,
life?
yeah,
You know what I'm
wait,
saying?
who
It's
you
not
don't want to
even
hear
close.
that? So what's
Not
up?
even
Okay,
close.
okay. Kid, you got a new girlfriend, huh?
A new girlfriend?
Dude,
No,
because
I
I
told
don't.
you, she's been
Does
there.
the
I've never met her, so I didn't even know you had a girlfriend, my brother.
Don't get me in trouble. She'll kick
Well,
in this door
how come I ain't
right
never met
around
her?
my-
I've been knowing,
No, she's.
I've been knowing you for.
Babe.
I think you
She
have.
was
and
on
you
the
don't
90s
remember?
boat thing with
I
us.
did not get introduced properly.
I met her.
No,
Okay.
what Coolio was dealing with, he's not used to that. So he would just
Great.
assume, she's like management or something like that. He didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No,
We don't,
listen.
even prior to that, you know how it was for me to hear a kid call her my girlfriend, and I never shared that with him. I'm
Here's
like,
my card.
I did like Scooby Doo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like what? But I didn't want to leave it alone because I'm glad he's found someone that's really, really good. She's good people.
Right, that's crazy.
Okay, but
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. So play art.
okay, hold on. Isn't this all on live right now?
It don't matter. It's all right.
Well, it keeps it real.
You guys keep,
Keeps it real.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I was just making
it's
sure
live
that
tele-
nobody
live
could
television.
see.
I
Oh,
love it.
everybody gonna see my card number, huh?
they're
Yes.
looking at you.
Huh?
They're looking at you.
Oh, they
That's
can't
what I
see.
was-
Okay, they can't see.
Dang.
Put your headphones back on, man.
I swear.
Trying to blow somebody's ears out of here.
I'm not trying to blow nothing out.
Well, you need to.
So do you.
Can you tell a story about how you know them?
Come on, I've known them. I've known them since the beginning. They were out. Kid and Play was out way before me. I've always been a fan. Let's talk about the movies, because that took you guys to the ultimate the next level that every hip hop artist in the world wanted to get to. Everybody wanted to make that transition from stage and studio to film, and you guys did it very successfully. And play even went on. I mean, I don't know, Kid. I know you probably right too, but I know Play even went on to write and produce and direct. So, what was it that took you guys that made you guys so different than everybody else to be able to go to that next level?
Hey, kid, I mean, you could tell them how House Party came about,
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We were, at that point, I think we were kind of rocking and dealing. We had some records out. I think our first album was out. We were touring. We had opened up for groups like Salt and Pepper. We had been on tour with Guy and Hammer and stuff like that. And
Now you need my address.
Oh, for the,
Yeah,
right.
maybe. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So no. And the Hudlin brothers just stepped to us with this movie script.
Right.
I think initially Reggie Hudlin was trying to. He wanted to do our videos, but we already had a guy, so we were cool on that. But then he
Okay.
came with a movie script. I read it. I told the guys I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was maybe like 70% there, and we kind of started that process of like meeting with New Line, meeting with Reggie Hudlin, and I don't think we ever really believed that it was something viable until we landed in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I don't think we really thought it was real until we got there. And you're right, it was a game changer. I don't think we would have had the career that we've had without it. It was a turbo booster. And but I think we didn't. I think we went into it with the same kind of vibe and energy that we did with all the different projects, really not knowing what the future held. But all right, we're here. We're gonna go all out, and participate to the fullest. And I think everybody did. For a lot of people on that project, House Party was their first movie. So we got everybody's best effort, including our own.
I think the main ingredient to a lot of stuff we were doing, because Kid is right, we didn't know what the future held. We were kind of going in uncharted territories, but we always had a huge element of fun. You know, everything for the most part was a joke to us, clowning around.
Yeah.
We were make the best out of whatever the situations that seemed complicated or foreign to us.
Yeah,
you know,
we looked at it like it was a music video every day. It was like a music video every day for 2 months.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like what it was. That's the only thing we had to compare it to. You know what I mean? So we just kind of went in there and, you know, Martin, he's early in the game, and Robin's early in the game, and Full Force never been in a movie before, and AJ and Tisha is there, and and it's the Hudlin's first movie. It's pretty much everybody's first big budget or, you know, comparatively situation, and every day was an adventure, and I think it shows. Thankfully, you know what I mean? If we'd have overthought it, maybe it wouldn't have come out as good as it did, you know.
I think that's what resonated with the audiences was the, you know, somewhat of the organicness of it, the realness of whatever, not, you know, and then people, you know, what helped a lot was how we were in our music videos. People could see probably more than us that transition being able to take place. But basically still being guys that people can relate to around their neighborhood or in the clubs. And the subject matter was so universal because thank God at that time everybody could relate to a house party. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I always found very hilarious about the movie was the fact that Robin Harris was supposed to be Kid's daddy, and Robin Harris was Kid's father, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to refer to the complexion, like why is he doing
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was black as Akon, and Kid,
Yeah, but tell him how dark my father is. How dark was my father? Play?
Yeah, that's true. His father is a dark.
Is that right?
In real life,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But remember what Robin says in the movie, and the same thing in real life with Kid, is that when he says, "I should have never married that white woman." You know.
Okay. That's
My father was at least Play's complexion. Might be a little darker.
That means your mother's gene pool was stronger than his then. Absolutely.
Well, I don't know. It depends. Ask my dick.
Oh my!
You have to give me his number, and I'm gonna have my dick call him and shit. And we'll see what
No.
happens.
I got the direct number. I'm gonna call the owner of his dick later.
I got some over here, and I got some over there.
Okay.
I got some up here, and I got some down below.
Okay. Let's get real. Let's get real. So, how many do you have any children?
Yes, I have 2 sons.
You have 2 sons?
Well, I'm a grandfather now, so I have a granddaughter as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I got 3 and 1 on the way, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well,
You know.
congrats.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
We
I
got
have
5?
2 grown sons.
Oh,
2 grown
shit,
sons.
that's right. 5.
Yeah, 2 grown sons and a granddaughter, and she's 12, I believe now. Yeah.
What? You got a 12-year-old grandson?
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter. Oh, and Play. Excuse me, Kid. What about you?
Yeah, I have 3 grown kids. They're all in their 20s. I had 2 in LA and 1 in New York. But I don't have any grandchildren yet. I don't see that on the horizon for them, right? Anytime soon. They're all kind of like into their careers and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know, yeah, we'll see. We got them there.
Right.
It wasn't easy. It took a village.
Okay, Play.
I'm sure Play would agree.
Play.
I
I know.
was gonna say, my son, I'm sure it wasn't planned.
Play. I know you got to go soon. But
no pressure.
No, we get
pressure.
to
Keep going.
so we have to restart the Zoom call. We got to restart because I guess you can do a certain amount of time, and then you got to restart the call because we was on the budget plan for a minute. I just had to upgrade it, and now we upgraded. So we're gonna have to send you a link again to start this.
Okay,
again.
go ahead and send it to me.
Okay, you good? Okay, good. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back with Kid and Play. This is fun, and you know, they always are interesting, very interesting to talk to. And y'all see, we'll be right back. Shaka Zulu, man.
Play?
Kid.
Kid's on there. Is it Kid or is it Play?
Play's on.
Oh, Play's on.
You call it. All right, put it back. Can you hear me?
He can't hear me. Oh, we're muted. That's why.
You waiting for Kid?
All right, you back? Get back on.
You waiting for Kid?
You just sending the email?
I resent it to both of them.
Okay, yeah, you got it. You should have it.
Send it to my girl, and my girl sent it to me. So I'm looking
Okay, what's your email? MOOLATO.
Oh, well, yeah. I just texted his girl too. So.
Okay, well, now he got it. Can you hear me play?
Yeah. I'm holding my other thing back another 15 minutes.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that very much.
We owe you one.
Gentlemen, welcome back to Cool Conversations. I am Coolio with the Flow, and this is, what's your name again?
Wait till we get home. That's my name.
And this is
I
wait
like
till
that.
we get home. No, this is Mimi. this is the kind and beautiful Mimi whose hobby is cleaning.
Really?
Yes.
That is not my hobby.
Okay. All right. Well, you're good at it, amongst
Listen.
other things. Let's anyway. So and we also are back with the two and only Kid and Play, Shaka Zulu, man.
Two and only. I like that.
Now
What's
where-
good?
That's right. No, never heard nobody say that before. I know you haven't.
Mm.
The two and only. Okay, so where did we stop at? Well, let's don't even worry about that. Go ahead.
Wait. Remember we was in that van, and and that driver almost killed us.
Oh my
Remember that?
goodness. Oh my goodness. It
We was all in the van.
What was it, like 7 in the morning
You
or
coming-
something like that?
We were coming. No, I don't even think it was that, man. It was just like we were coming from the airport, and the hotel was like a little ways from the airport. So they had a van, and there was a gang of us in there. And
Was I in it? I don't remember that.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm not
I don't
sure.
think you
I'm
was-
not
nah,
sure
you
if
wasn't
you
in
was
it.
in it.
You wasn't in it.
But me,
Because if you was in
Julio
it, if you was in it, we would have had to stop the van and get another car. You know damn well you wouldn't have been in there that
Wait.
long.
So-
It was one of those deals where the casino or the reservation was an hour or something away.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. It was a hop. You know, I think Tone was in there, and a couple other cats that was on the joint.
It was
Man, this
Rob. It was
dude-
Rob's
he
crew.
almost- he almost killed us twice on
Yeah.
that trip.
He ran a couple red lights.
He ran a red light.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran a red light or ran a stop sign.
He blew the
And
light. He
yeah,
blew the
man.
light.
This dude, one time he almost got us. He almost
We
got
almost
us.
got clipped.
I was
yeah.
never crazy about those. I was never crazy about those arrangements. It wasn't so much the drive going to the joint, but how much earlier in the morning you had to get up to make your flight to factor in that hour plus drive from
That's
there
right.
to the airport.
That's right.
That
It
was during
crazy.
the
I don't
90s
know.
tour,
I think
right?
I think this dude was just. I think he was just an old guy, and he just wasn't on his game. You know what I mean? And we're in the back talking. I mean, Coolio. I know Coolio was telling all those great stories that he tells. So we're like, you know what I mean? We're hollering and laughing and stuff like that. And he probably just, you know what I mean? He probably.
For those of you who don't know what we're referring to, we are talking about our
life.
time on the I Love the '90s tour, which we before Panera Bread hit.
Yeah, before
Panera Bread hit, we were
before
we were moving.
Before the Palazzo hit.
Yeah, we
Yes.
were moving. We were, it was every other. What I
Stop
do?
hitting the table.
Oh, I'm sorry. Every weekend, every other weekend, we were out on tour for about 3 or 4 days, and we did that for what, 4 years? Was it 3 or 4 years?
Oh, at least.
It was like four
And
or
they're trying to
five.
get us, and they're trying to get us started again. I'm like,
How many shows?
didn't get
How many
to
shows you
know.
think we did? Think we did 100?
Oh my.
Did we do
a
100?
lot.
At least.
Oh yeah.
At
definitely.
least.
Definitely.
So we got to know each other a little bit better than we did over.
Yeah.
In 4 years, we
Right.
got to know
There's
each other
nothing
better
like,
than we
there's
did
nothing like
in the previous 20
back
years.
in the days.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing like waiting for a plane with a guy. You know, you really get to know him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's how you know Coolio tells the best stories. Young MC is smarter than all of us put together.
And Kid is actually a comedian
Play
disguised
always
as a
has
rapper.
to.
Kid is
Play-
a comedian disguised as a rapper. You know.
Right,
Right,
right.
right.
Play always has to fly through Atlanta. You know, Tone Loc and M Walk are going to Starbucks.
And that
You know
play
what I'm
play
saying? You know
go,
what I mean? Like,
play
everybody
goes
got
to
their
bed
tendencies.
and that if play goes to bed before the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen.
Right.
And
if
you
ever see
go to
Play
bed
at
when
an
the
after
sun
party,
comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not him.
yeah, but what time you'll get a call from me if I call and it'll be like 5 something in the morning.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Actually, I got a
there's a
text
price to-
from you
there's
at 3:30 in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a price to pay for that later in the day. It ain't like I got that Duracell
right.
battery in me all 24 hours. So it's like I pay the price. I want to be, if I can have my way, I'd like to be where I'm going to be for the rest of the night by 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Goodness.
When was it? What was it? When did you become this very? Have you always been this really meticulous person that was always so precise and on point and,
No.
and you know?
No, it's not.
I'm glad you asked that. Did you see the movie Class Act?
Yes, yes.
You saw what happened, right? It was like the switching of, you know, Blade Brown and Duncan Penderhughes. The reason why we did that movie, because it was so close to our lives in real life. And when I was out there in the streets, it's like I got kicked out of 5 high schools, so there's a price to pay for that in more ways than one. But, you know, the vocabulary didn't have the opportunity to grow, we'll put it that way. So I remember I always tell this story where it got to a point where I guess I wanted to be an intelligent hoodlum or know the best of both worlds.
Right.
And that's what attracted me to Kid, because the words he would speak, how he was articulate, all of that. So I remember telling him one day, I was like, yo, man, you know, I want to be better with that. So, you know, I might ask you, if you say a word, I might ask you what that word means. And if I say a word wrong, you know, would you correct me? So he's like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, just whatever. He said, yo, you sure? I said, yeah, man, whatever. Yo, you sure? Now I'm getting mad. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. So
Right.
finally, he goes, evidently, for him to ask me that much, he already has a word in mind that's been bugging the heck out of him.
Oh, I had words.
Yeah, well, no, you just told me a word. That's the only, what I'm about to share was the only word you brought up. So he goes, I was like the East Side Comedy Kids. What was the lead guy in that, always making words up, I guess. So anyway, he goes, is one word you say that, oh, it gets under my skin. I can't stand it. I'm thinking it's a word, it's a real word.
Right.
And come to find out the word is breakfast. But evidently the way I'd been saying it is breakfast.
Breakfast. Awesome.
Breakfast.
Tone did not like that.
So the fact that I'm saying Tone don't want to hang out with us. So the fact that breakfast,
Coolio.
Nah,
Yeah,
Tone does that. We like, man, I know what you're talking about, man. I know what you're
Look
talking
Right.
about.
at you talk.
so I wanted to strangle him, like punch him. It's like all breakfast. Out of all the words that I could be saying wrong, that's the one that's bugging you. But
Wow.
anyway, I just really started really paying attention to knowing where we were more than likely headed. What
Right.
spoon to pick up, what's the right fork to pick up. It's just I wanted to better my life, and maybe in some people's eyes I took it too far. But I like knowing things. I like and being able to apply them. So forth and so on. So I remember when me and you said hello one time in Coolio. And you was like, yo, man, I noticed whenever we do the brother man thing, you always kiss your hand first.
Yeah. I wanted to know what that was about. I was like, why is he doing that shit?
Was it? And I was like, yo, I'm not interested in kissing a grown man, but to show love, I put the kiss in the palm, and
Right.
that's love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I just wanted to know. I didn't know if it was an East Coast thing, if it was a hood thing, or if it was something religious. I didn't know.
No, it was original. It really came out of nowhere. I give the credit to Christ on that, but it's just to express love. And I didn't even know you noticed it. That's what I never forgot that when you asked me about that.
I pay attention to a lot.
Let me tell you something. Coolio notices everything, even when you don't think he's noticing. That's really when he's noticing.
I
Oh,
was
man.
just about to say that.
Not to accuse you of anything, but I just would assume, when you're out there in them streets, man, it's like
Got to pay
you got to
attention.
know
Yeah.
everything. Eyes in the back of your head, all of that.
Yeah.
I take it you're the cat that when you go in the restaurant, you're gonna sit with your your back against the wall.
I
You ain't
used to,
Mm.
and it depends on which restaurant I'm in. I mean, if it's,
Yeah, we still take turns doing that. Actually,
yeah.
yeah we do.
so it's
Yeah,
it's,
I don't like my back to. I don't like my back to the door, and I'm eating.
Well, you're a New Yorker too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
what they
how
taught
we
you.
brought up.
well, especially these days with all these people walking in places and shooting up the spot.
Yo,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
heard the news about the FedEx thing today, right?
Tell me
What
about it.
happened
What
today?
happened?
Oh, like 8 people
Oh,
got
man.
killed and shot up today. Yeah,
Yeah.
early this morning.
Where?
Station-
Well,
what,
money
Minneapolis?
in Indianapolis. Money came in with the Blitz and killed 8 people, one with a gang of people, then took itself out. You know the routine.
And
Just happened.
FedEx.
Yeah. And I got a homeboy of mine that I went to high school with. He's a surgeon in Indianapolis. And so I hit him up and he said, yeah, man, they sent a lot of those victims to his hospital. So it's crazy, but I think it's what them joints is. I think he was a young dude. It was some disgruntled employee type stuff.
Well, I'm
how
gonna
that
tell
go.
you, that's why when I go out anywhere, somebody got to have that thing on them.
Gotta have a Blitz.
Somebody got to have that thing on them, man, because I ain't trying to go out like that. Ain't nobody. That's one of my
Yeah, but
biggest
I mean,
fears.
but can you imagine? I was telling my girl this early today. I say, man, can you imagine that? Man, you at work, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not at the club. We're not out and about. You at the FedEx place where you work, and actually places like FedEx and Amazon, they probably had a good last year and a half. You know what I mean?
Oh, they probably had an amazing
Their
year and a
business is
half.
up. Their business is
Yeah.
up. So you there, you working, but you slugging it out for you and your family. And the cat gonna roll up on a set and just start blasting people.
But growing up in California, growing up in LA specifically, bro, in Compton,
Oh, goodness.
you are always looking for that because it can happen at any time, anywhere on the West, especially in LA, and especially in a lot of inner cities in the West Coast. It can happen at any time, brother. So, I
Man,
don't know.
but isn't that old thing they used to say? I know comedians used to say it all the time. Like, boy, you know what I'm saying? You bet that that weirdo at the job, boy, you better be nice to that motherfucker, boy.
Yeah.
You better be nice to Carl. that could save your life.
I just think what we're going through, going through this Peaches and Panera and all that stuff.
Right.
It's like it brings out things in people, all of us, and just never
Yeah.
know, in regards to that whole, when it's time for a pipe to bust, you know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
it's crazy,
That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
cats
think
were
for
already
granted.
on edge, and I'm
Yeah.
sure these circumstances don't don't help. If money got fired or he got disciplined or whatever like that. I mean, we are talking about Indiana. It's probably as easy to get a gun in Indiana as is to get a pack of Jolly Ranchers. So you just come with the blicks.
Okay,
And
so
you know what I mean? And
Set-
that's what it is.
let's get back. Let's get back to this.
I know, right,
business.
back, right.
Let me
Happier
say
time.
something. Let me. Who came up with better than you? I can. No, I can. Yes, I can. No, I can't.
Oh, anything you
Oh,
can
Yeah,
I can do
anything you
better.
can do, I can do better. Who came up
You know
with that?
Right.
that speaking of Frank Sinatra earlier when we spoke, that's what's the name of that team, that writing team?
Is it Laurel and Hardy or?
Anything
no,
you
no.
can do, I can do better. It was a famous
I
brother
can
team.
do
with all
anything
those-
better than you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a long time ago.
I remember that. That was like a song that we kind of grew up with. And typically, well, there were a lot of people that did it as duos. Sometimes you would have like two dudes going at it. I remember growing up, there was a guy and a girl team that did it, and it was just it was old school, but it was just about one-upsmanship. Like anything you can do, I could do better. I can, and then we just kind of hip hopped it up.
Y'all
And I
actually
thought,
did.
yeah, I thought that'd be great to that'd be a great battle, like a great battle intro. You know,
And that is classic shit. Everybody knows that routine, bro. Anybody that knows anything about hip hop, they know that routine. They've seen it, and it never gets old, bro. It never gets old. That's the part of the show
Yo,
where I run out of my dressing room and I want to go see that part when you guys perform. That's that's the part
That's
I
a
don't want to miss.
credit. That's a credit to Kid, and it's fun doing it. Especially bringing in that hip hop oregano, so to speak, to it, and then being able to do it live and putting in those classic hip hop beats that everyone that knows hip hop knows. So that's just, I look forward to doing it. In
Right.
our shows. I think I look forward to doing it more than doing the kick step, because it's mental preparation with that kick step sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
I
no, you know
agree.
what? Somebody, I gotta send this to you. I was looking at somebody sent me. I ran across something on Instagram, and it was some young cat, and he was watching the battle.
Right.
And as we went back and forth, and everybody, had got their jokes in, he was like, "Oh, nigga, oh!" He was doing a play-by-play. I'm like, "Oh, stop it!" He was like,
I just found out. I think what Kid is talking about, I just discovered it. DJ Wiz had sent me links to this new thing where average people are reacting to hearing classics for the first time.
Right.
Has anyone done that with your pieces, Coolio?
Yeah. I've seen a couple. It was these two
It's
youngsters.
very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
them two youngins, right?
Yeah.
That's what you talking about?
Yeah.
Wiz sent me like 4 or 5 people. As a white dude, you would think he's a trucker and be out there being, like a Trump supporter. You wouldn't even think he'd be into hip hop.
Right.
And he gave the whole history of our bio and everything. And he said, all right, we're going to listen to one of their songs. And I think it was Ain't Gonna Hurt Nobody. It might have been that. And it's like just being excited about it. But it's just interesting what's being developed and what's being birthed out
I
of
remember them two young bucks. They was listening to, they played classic stuff for them, and they played them Phil Collins in the Air Tonight for the first time. Man, them kids' head exploded when them drums dropped. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
I
Okay,
was
so
like, you youngins don't know shit, yo. Yeah.
hold on, cause we got to get to something because Play got to go in a little bit.
Okay.
So Play, who, and the people want to know this shit, and I asked people on my Instagram and on my Facebook what questions they wanted me to ask you guys, and this I know the answer to this, but I gotta ask y'all for for them, who came up with you guys' outfits, the way you guys dressed, and it was so different. Who came up? Did you guys have a? Okay.
Oh, played it.
You got to point up, kid. You got to point
They've
up.
been doing this.
You're in a different position.
Yeah, sideways.
Right now you're pointing to your lower region. You know what I'm saying? But the interesting thing, we come out of a camp in what we called back then a crew called the Idol Makers, and all of us had categories of certain things we were over, even though we did have input in everything. But Kid with the writing, Herbie with the tracks and the beats, me with the looks basically, and so, the graphics and things like that.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm ever said this for the first time. I really appreciated Kid, the girls, Salt and Pepper, Herbie, all of them trusting me to be able to come up with what we came up with, or to wear. So I mean, I don't know if you had a specific outfits or looks in mind, but I know that was something that was pretty much like my lane, that they trusted, that we didn't have to think about that. Like I didn't have to think about the rhymes.
Right.
We didn't have to think about the beats. So yeah, that was something that I was doing before, like back in the days before this even happened. I don't know if y'all had that out in LA on the West Coast. What was really big at one time in the 80s was painting your jeans with your name on the side.
That's actually it's coming back.
Yeah, well, we
coming back,
brother,
I know.
we wore khakis. We wore khaki
that's
suits
what I'm saying.
and Chuck Taylors.
But we used to have the Lee Jean suits with the jacket and the matching things, and believe it or not, at one point the bell bottoms, and you would put your names in graffiti on the side. So I was doing that as a hustle at one time. But then as I continued to do what I did when in the privacy of my home, and what was therapeutic for me was designing things, designing clothes and all of that kind of stuff. So when we had the money to do it, and one of the things, my mentor and good friend still to this day, Dapper Dan, it was amazing to be able to work with him on the Salt and Pepper jackets, and even the two.
That's what I was getting at. I didn't want to cut you off, but ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all don't know, just in case y'all don't know, Play designed the iconic Salt and Pepper jackets that they still wear to this day.
To this day
they still wear those.
What about our first album cover, the two hype shirts? He did those two. That's his. That's all. That's all Play.
Do you still do?
I'll be you too.
Play. Do you still make clothes? Do you sew?
No, I don't know. I had it was interesting. The reason why those jackets was built at Dapper Dan's was I didn't have the facility at the time, so it was a collaborative effort. I had to sleep there and pretty much stay there for a couple of days to get those jackets done. Because one thing about Dapper Dan is if you didn't stay on top of him, 9 times out of 10 he'd miss your deadline.
Right.
So we had to make sure those jackets was ready to be flown out by me to go do the Push It music video.
Wow.
And then on top of that, doing the big S&P in that video, just in front of Cinderella, that was painted in my apartment, handmade, to make it to that. But anyway, the thing is that finally when we started really making some money, I invested in myself and created what would be considered a boutique, similar to what Dapper Dan had called Foreplay. And all of that. So yeah, that was, and I never thought, who would ever thought, like Kid had touched on already, what the future was going to hold, because I just did those jackets and other things. I did stuff for Michael Jordan, Heavy D, all of that. You just do it for the fun of it, but you just didn't think
Martin.
of life. Yeah, Martin. I did his first 6 Def Jam comedies, all those outfits he wore.
Oh wow!
I designed.
Did you?
Those.
Oh, okay.
That's and people don't know that, bro. That's an amazing thing, and
Wait, and Coolio, this is before Fat Farm. This is before Sean John.
Right.
This is before Rockaware.
That's right.
Play was the first rapper, hip hop guy to start making clothes and even dream, to be a designer. When he created Foreplay. So that's just facts.
Man,
I got a funny story. Puff had reached out to me one time to come to the office, and he wanted me to hear something. So he played this tape, and he wanted to know if I would do outfits for this group.
Right.
So back then, if we're all honest with each other, I don't know how many people was able to correctly pronounce the name of this group, but the way I pronounced it was Joe Decky. You know, I didn't know.
Joe
That's
Decky,
it was
okay.
like
Becky, Josie, yeah.
I wasn't able to do it because it was too short notice. But it
Right.
was just so funny as time went on. Him coming out with Sean John and other artists and stuff, beginning to get more into the clothing thing. I even started the clothing design School of Hard Knocks. That was mine. Me and a guy named
Right.
Gerard Murray, we started
Right.
that together. And I walked away from it when life got crazy for me. But that was something I started first. And,
Okay.
you know, Martin had rocked it on his show, the SOHK, and other people had rocked it for me at their time. And when I walked away shortly after that, it blew up. So, yeah. Mhm.
And so I mean, it was obvious to me that, you know, before I even knew that you were the one that created you guys' fashion, it was obvious to me because, Kid is you know, he's excuse me,
What?
let me find the right word.
He's a talker like
No.
you? No?
He's entirely challenged.
What?
You know, if it wasn't for play, if it wasn't for Playboy,
He dresses comfortably. He dresses
if it wasn't for
comfortably.
Playboy, you would have been, man.
Kid, he says the
You'd have been
same
a,
thing
you would have
about
been
me.
you would have been a dusty motherfucker, basically.
No. Well, let me say this.
Wow.
Let me say this. Let's go back in time. When I first met Kid, I know I was giving him credit, justfully so, in regards to his articulation.
Right.
When Kid moved from the Bronx into Queens, I didn't know him. I would just see him from afar. But what caught my attention about him was how pressed he was. This cat would have the latest Adidas. Back then, you ironed your jeans, so your crease was everything. So his crease was tight. He had on the latest gear. The only thing that was kind of off, because he used to wear glasses. His glasses was kind of little, Coke bottle thick back then. So that stood out too. But no, he had fashion sense. He and all of us, you know how it was, Coolio, man. You had to be tight. We had some cats that would come out of jail, and their motto was, if your shoe game wasn't tight, you couldn't hang out. Whatever, your sneakers had to be tight.
Man,
The laces,
You get fucked
all
up.
of that stuff.
Yeah,
Otherwise, don't come out or get
I'm
beat
weird
up.
about my sneakers. I'm weird about my shoes, bro. I can't. Hey, listen. This I got.
Wait.
This is my thing. If I see a woman with dirty shoes on, here's my thing. Dirty shoes, dirty pussy.
Oh,
That's how I
Okay.
feel. That's how I feel.
Right.
I mean,
wait.
dirty shoes,
Yo,
dirty
play. Tell them how it used to be back in the days. Like we in the park and we looking fresh, but looks can be deceiving, right?
Oh man, we wouldn't have two nickels to rub together.
Oh, hell yeah.
We spent our last dime. We don't let us talk about Michael Jackson jackets. Let's not tell you that story. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
man.
All right, well, let me hear that one. Let me hear that story. That's a good one. I know it is.
After Michael Jackson came out with Beat It and Thriller, I don't know how it was. I'm pretty sure it was like that on the West Coast because
Oh, hell yeah, it was.
those jackets were everything.
Eat it jackets.
Bro.
Beat It. And when we had this one leather place, we would pretty much go in, would just dream of one day owning a leather jacket, I guess, or whatever. Because by that time, I decided to want to do right. You know, I didn't want to be about them streets anymore. So we went in there, and they had the authentic butter, the chain. What did they call that? The chain mesh.
Chain mail.
Oh,
chainmail, yeah.
The
Chainmail.
mesh, just like on his jacket.
Yeah.
What were them jackets cost? Like $300 and something, kid, which was like
They were $280.
Which is like two grand these days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Might as well have been $1 million for those jackets, as far as how much money we had.
Yeah. Red. They had the red and the black.
Yes, we worked at Sears and Roebuck, I think at that time. Saved up our money, went in there faithfully putting money down on these jackets, and we got them. And man, we must have been the talk of something for a minute because no one had these joints. You know what I'm saying? Did I have the black one or the red one, kid?
You had the black one.
Okay. And
I had the red one.
Yes.
And my
Finish the
father
story.
was so incensed. He made me, because I think I had spent I spent some money I wasn't supposed to spend, put it that way.
Right.
So he made me take the jacket back.
What?
I think you ended up selling yours to Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
If I'm not mistaken, right? I had to take my jacket back, and I got 2 jackets for that jacket. That's how badass that jacket was. I took the beaded jacket back and got 2 jackets.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna tell you how I got mine. It was this motherfucker. This motherfucker walking through my neighborhood. He lived on a couple streets over from me, and none of me and my homeboys, we didn't like him. We never liked him, and we used to try. We couldn't. He was fast as a motherfucker though, and he had wheels, and I was fast. I was like one of the fastest in the neighborhood, but he was faster than me. And we used to try to catch him and rob him all the time, and we could never catch his ass. But this particular day, we chased his ass all the way to his front porch, and we had done that before, and the door would always be open. He'd get in, he'd lock the door, and the door was locked, and we whooped his ass and took his jacket, and the jacket went to me. Guess why? Because I'm the only motherfucker that can fit it. He was like,
I was going to say that.
I had my shit, nigga. I was like, shit.
Which one was it? The beaded jacket or
It was the beaded.
Thriller?
It was the
Because the
beaded.
Thriller was available too, but the Thriller was a little too much.
It was the beaded. It was the beaded jacket with the zippers. With the zippers.
I'm really surprised, kid, we never took pictures in them jackets because I have nothing to show for it. Kid, Herbie beat me out of my jacket because he knew I didn't want no 2 jackets or whatever. I wanted money for it.
Right.
And what I paid, like kid said, $280. I think he got me for like a $1.75. He got me real good.
Right.
Yeah.
Did he rock it? Did he ever rock it?
I'm sure he did. I just don't. As much as those jackets meant to us all, I'm really surprised.
I didn't have mine long. I don't think I had mine long enough, to be honest. I don't think I had more than a week.
Well, in everybody's
before he made
defense,
me
though,
take it
also,
back.
like, camera phones weren't really around.
Right, he said, and everybody's what?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Wait. Hold on. And everybody's what?
Defense.
Oh, okay. I thought you said offense.
Duh. Talk about correcting somebody. Don't worry, Play. You're not the only one.
Hey, listen. I mean,
Corrects me all the time.
My mother used to correct me, man. I get popped upside the head. That's not how you say that. I'll be like, oh shit.
Anyways.
You know what? After a while, to Play's point earlier, when he asked me to like correct him and stuff, like, I did it for a little while, and then I was like,
at least you explained it
Be
to
like,
him.
they know what he means.
You know what I get?
Exactly.
I say, hey, what does that mean? Look it up. That's what I get.
But
Well,
you know
what it is?
Because that's how
This
you
is what happened.
get a true sense of what the word is about if you
No,
look
it's
it up
because
for
half the
yourself.
time you
I had
can't
to
remember
come-
what it means.
Well, I know what it means all the time.
I
just
had to
don't
come
want
to
it.
peace with it. I had to come to peace with it because the more I thought about it as the years went on, if somebody says something incorrectly, grammatically incorrect or, incorrect in some type of way, but you know what they meant, then didn't they say it right?
True.
Yeah, well,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the
I'm
that
using
once
that.
that's
I
the
got there,
that's
once I got there
the
with Play-
democratic way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's once I got there with
Diplomatic,
Play,
right?
then I was at peace. I was like, I know what the man meant. I know what he meant in his heart.
No,
well.
I correct people around me because I don't want them to say something wrong around somebody that's not going to correct them and be clowning them later. I just don't, I just look out for my people. You know what I mean? That's
Well, I'm sure kid wouldn't let it go that far, but
No, early on it was tough. And it wasn't just breakfast. It was
breakfast.
all right.
Breakfast.
I had a young lady
Can I
in my
get some
life.
breakfast?
I had a young lady in my life around that time that I asked her to do the same thing.
Right.
And instead of her, it wasn't a word. It was the fact that I would cling my fork against my teeth whenever we ate. I'm like,
Oh, that's the worst.
Really, that bothers you?
Guess what?
you know,
Yeah, but guess what?
Yeah.
That's when you said we ain't gonna make it.
Hey,
Wait, what's next? Why you gotta be breathing all the time?
hey, you know how
Like, what?
have you ever seen somebody cut a steak and they grab the fork like this
ooh,
and And my mother told me a story one time about her and my uncle.
Caveman.
Yeah.
You woman.
My mother was at eating with my uncles one night, and one of my uncles grabbed his fork and stabbed his steak and started cutting it, and the steak flew off the plate onto the ground. My mother said, I said, what you do? She said, I got up out and walked out that motherfucker. I wasn't finna be around that raggedy motherfucker no more.
That's funny. That's
My
hilarious.
mother was serious about shit like that. You get your hand cut off
Right,
in my
she was
house.
about that etiquette, right? You gotta have
Hell
that etiquette,
yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
trust me, he got it. Because when we first started dating, the first time I ever ate a steak, he literally sat there and watched how I held my fork and my knife. And he goes, oh, you hold it properly. Exactly. Just like that. And I was like,
Hey.
yeah. He was like, oh, we was going to have to break up if you didn't know how to
Hey,
hold
if you don't
it
know
properly.
if you don't know how to hold your fork right, you might not know how to wash your pussy right.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
That's what he said.
I'm talking shit. Nah, but I grew up like that. Listen, I grew up like that. And my mother was just real super over the top serious about that shit.
Let's
That's
not get into kids fetishes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
You know,
What are you talking about?
if your toes ain't right, oh, forget about it. This guy is like, yo,
I'm like, let me make a
what is
phone
it, hammer
call.
time? Hammer time?
I can overlook a toe though. Shit, toe
Oh,
clang.
no.
Overlook a toe.
He said,
That's it.
no.
Yeah, see him? He's
That's
cringing
first
right
of all-
now. He's
first
cringing
of
right
all-
now at the mere thought of him.
Yeah,
you know?
first of all, we're gonna need 10. All right. First of all, we got 7, 8 ain't gonna do. Okay, I need 10, and I need to see all of them working independently. Okay.
Hey,
Now we get to the grooming.
I just shot a video.
Okay.
I just shot a video recently, and it was this girl in the video, bro, and she had
Lord, stop it.
rock climbing hands. I ain't gonna say it, but the homies was clowning like a motherfucker, and I
Well,
said,
you ever see when them toes is climbing over the shoe?
man, I
Oh my gosh. Who have
said, man, I don't like that shit. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like no big ass motherfucking Wilma Flintstone feet and shit.
No, they're not Wilma Flintstone. It's like the toes are too
Oh,
long.
you talking?
and they're
Oh,
in
you
the
talking about
heels,
the?
so they like
you talking
go
about the eagle
over.
claws?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Smart.
Mimi, what is that like? I mean, I've always I guess had felt a special affinity. You know,
My baby got some little pretty. My baby got some little pretty ass feet. Look how little her
but
foot is.
those are comfortable shoes.
Compared to
I'm
her
talking about
size.
when you got to wear the uncomfortable ones. The uncomfortable ones.
Like back in the days, the jellies.
Well, not just the jellies, but when they go to the club, those expensive shoes.
Yeah.
How come at the end of the club, them girls walking barefoot through the parking
Yeah,
lot?
first of all,
with
I
the
would
shoes
never
like
do
this?
that. That is the most ratchet, nastiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but when them dogs is barking,
I
what you
don't
supposed to
give
do?
a damn. I will wait till I get to my car. No, no barefoot.
Hey,
outside the
motherfuckers
club,
be,
no.
especially out here in Vegas, motherfuckers be walking through the casino with no shoes. I be like, look at this
Ooh,
motherfucker.
you can literally look it up.
Motherfuckers
They
be
have
throwing
like a
up
whole,
on the floor and
They
all
got a
kind
whole
of shit.
segment like
Dude,
on
they walk through the
YouTube.
parking lot like that.
Yeah,
At
no.
least-
Parking lot is
carpet
different. Parking lot is
inside.
different from carpet, brother. I'd rather see a bitch walking on the concrete, walking on the carpet in the casino with no shoes on. That's motherfucking nasty right there.
No,
Look, I seen a girl. Her feet was so bad, she was walking on her hands.
oh shit.
Oh shit.
Bum bum. Bum.
No, but kid. On some real, seriously though, like when you're a woman and you buy heels, you have to test them out before you go to the club. So a lot of those girls that you see walking around barefoot, it's because they bought the shoes that night thinking they were cute, and then they're trying to
Oh,
break
wow.
them in. You can't break in shoes on the first day and go to the club. You have to wear them around the house for a couple of days and see
Well,
how they feel.
like Coolio, like a baseball glove. Like you got to break
Yeah,
it in.
exactly. Like a baseball glove. You have to break them in.
Oh, with that being said, I always wanted to ask y'all this. I just want to ask you this, and I know, Play, you got to go. Did you guys
Yeah,
play?
the reason why my appointment I had, the reason why they keep giving me a break, because they know I'm doing this with you, and they
Okay.
love Coolio, so that's why they
Ooh.
say like,
Hey, tell him I said, thank you.
yeah, good.
Hey, listen.
Go ahead, my brother.
Did you guys ever play sports growing up, or did you get into hip hop so early that you didn't even have time to play sports?
That's one thing that never happened with me. I tried. That was a big thing in part of my journey back in the days in our neighborhood where we grew up. Everybody was playing ball, and I sucked. I was horrible. I still don't even know. You know what? We had a great time with our friend, and did some work with Michael Jordan.
Well, no, I'm talking about any sport, football,
No.
baseball.
I'm saying how bad I am. How
Right.
bad I am. When it was time to go do Michael Jordan's playground, they had to pretty much drag me to go do it because I had other things in mind.
Right.
And when he finally convinced me to go where we were going, I didn't even know who he was. Kid had to tell me who he was. He
Damn.
had to brief me, all this stuff.
Damn.
And then when we was on the set
Ooh.
and all of that, and I'm trying to, because he briefed me, and I'm going to try and play it off like I know him and whatever. And it got to the point where he said, "Play. Can I ask you a question?" So he said, "You don't know who I am." Like, basically, I said, "No." You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Damn.
know. And that's how
Damn.
out of it I was. But I've always referred to Kid and other friends, especially my father, even my oldest son, when it comes to sports. And then, I got to learn more as we became really good and in with the whole NBA stay in school program, getting to know
Right.
all that era of players. But that's just an example of how bad I am when it comes to
So
sports.
we're the
Like
exact
the words,
opposite.
the thing with sport words, ain't nothing got on how Kid has to update me on sports. Who's who in football, baseball, basketball, all of that.
Okay, so now, Kid.
Yo, let
What?
me tell you how bad this guy was at sports. He was so bad. Like, he was really bad.
I thought I already covered that, but go ahead.
wait, no,
No, I want to know about you. I want to know
wait,
about you.
there's just this one image that I can't get out of my mind. Like, there was this park that in our neighborhood where we used to play all the time, and I would play ball there. I would try to play ball there. Other friends of ours would play, and we play all the time. And typically, Play and Herbie had no sport skills at all either, and didn't care for it. So they would kind of come when the day was winding down. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're gonna do something else. We're gonna go to the studio. We're gonna
Girls come out. The
the
girls.
girls gonna exactly. And then
Right.
so we be playing ball, and Play's like, yo, give me throw me the ball. Let me take a shot. We like, oh God. We give him the ball. This dude is bricking him like it ain't no thing. But he's fresh to death. He's all clean. He got 69ers on. Everything is pretty. The crease is clean. But he damn near threw the basketball court into the baseball field. He threw the basketball into where they play baseball.
So what about you? What about you?
You
Kid?
need to stop, bro.
Well,
Kid had skills.
he
Kid
just
had
said he played
skills.
basketball.
No, only
could play a little
basketball.
bit.
Did
I could play a
you
little
play any other sports?
Nah, I was too little for football. They smashed that out of me.
You was into
boy.
tennis. You was into tennis a little bit, Kid.
Well, no, I couldn't
Tennis.
play. I just worked.
I know.
there. Like,
You worked at
I
a
know.
tennis club,
Well, I worked. Like where they play the U.S. Open,
right?
every year, the tournament. I
Right.
worked there. That's what put me through college.
Is
Tell
that
them what
right?
you did. Tell
Yeah,
them
I was what they call a court attendant. Not like the
Used to
not
run
like
out.
the-
Used to run out and get the ball when they.
No, I knew he was gonna say that. Artist Ivy. I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah,
No,
it's actually Artiste, my brother.
Okay.
It's
No,
say-
no,
it's
those are the
okay,
ball
Christopher.
boys and ball girls. What I was a court attendant. The court attendant prepares the court, puts up the net,
Okay.
sets up all the stuff, and basically you're there. You sit on the court and watch the whole match. You don't
Okay.
chase any balls or anything. You're basically there. If the net breaks
Right.
for some reason,
Oh.
I can fix the net. I can put the net back up. Or if it was raining outside, then the other kind, we mop the court off,
Right,
kind
right.
of deal. So they
Okay.
gave us like Tommy Hilfiger clothes. I lucked into it. You know what I'm saying? But
made good money too, if I remember.
yeah, I mean, that's the money that I used to go to college because my father wouldn't pay for it. I won't pay for it.
How did you get
Never
that?
again.
How did you luck onto that? But if I
You know what? It was in our neighborhood. Like I just one day I got on my bike. Like my father was on me so bad about getting a job. One day I had a 10-speed, and I just got on my bike and I rode to I don't know what is that, like 5 minutes away from us?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Flushing
we
Meadow?
walked there. It was like Shea
You can walk there. I've walked there, sure.
Shea Stadium. What
Yeah,
was it
yeah,
called?
Flushing. Yeah, it was called it
World
was-
Fair.
Yeah, it was called the National Tennis Center, Flushing Meadows. It's where they
Okay.
still have that tournament to this day. They built like new
It's City
stadiums and
Field
stuff
now.
since then.
City Field now.
Yeah,
Oh,
where the Mets play, where the tennis is at. It's all the same place.
Okay.
It's like it's it's just like it's walking distance really. But yeah, I just kind of went up there and I got lucky.
Okay.
I got lucky.
Your area where we grew up at was very rich in regards to African American history and stuff.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
I mean, a lot of history too.
yeah,
when
you
you
had
look at it now.
Malcolm X, where Malcolm X his house was bombed. That's our area.
Right.
Dory Miller, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, Eric Holder from there. Of course, Kwame, Herbie Lovebug.
Right.
You know, a lot of people. Eric B.
Remember the Supreme Team?
Yeah, Supreme Team, Cool G Rap. All of
Wow,
us all
okay.
came up in the same neighborhood together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so I've never met Herbie. I don't think I've ever met Herbie. I can't think.
Y'all
of,
would get along. Y'all
I
would
can't
get
think.
along.
I can't think of one time. I can't think of a day. I may have been introduced to him maybe once, and we just said what's up, but I can't see it. I can't see it in my head, so I don't even. I can't even picture what he looked like right now.
I got you.
know
Yeah,
what I'm
He
saying?
looked the same, don't he?
yeah. He's just longer dreads now. He's very, very long dreads.
Is
very
he still
Jamaican.
doing music? I'm sure he does.
No. His thing, he's very entrepreneur. Like the last thing, we
We're
still
trying
stay
to get
in
him to
touch,
do music, right?
but he's always out of the country. The last big thing he was working on in Haiti was trying to get an amusement park done out there, but then
In
all
Haiti?
that
Oh, wow.
yeah, but all that unfortunate situation.
But
with the
what? But why you want to do?
The pineapples.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pineapples.
Why you want to do? Why you want to do
Well, that's where he's from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where he's
So
from.
you want to do something for the kids, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, legacy and home base and all
Right,
that.
right,
kind of-
right. Okay.
But now he's in Florida. Last time I spoke to him, when they came out with the Salt and Pepper movie,
Right.
he was in the Dominican Republic. Last I spoke to him. Yeah.
So have
Yeah.
have you guys been approached to do a movie about your life?
Quite a bit. It just always seems to go, but so far. You know what I'm saying? I know we've always been like the negotiations and stuff have been right on the verge, but
Right.
something seems to go awry. I can't speak for Kid. I can only speak for myself. I don't know how I feel about that. And watching others that have been done, it's like to me, if
Yeah.
it's not, and not to say not to judge theirs, but if it's not going to be done right, I'm not interested in it being done at
Yeah.
all. you
And
know?
I'm the same shit with me. I'm not. First of all, I'm not doing my shit in 90. You can't do my life in 90 minutes. Fuck that. I need 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I need 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? To tell
think
my
the best
to tell my
one that
story
was done-
correctly.
I think the best one was done as far as time goes would be the New Edition story, how that was spread out. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Is to be able to cover the things, but and then getting into some of the things that would involve other people and all of that. I don't know. It has
Kid-
to be really,
So
really good.
so kid, do you ever miss home? Do you miss? How often do you go back to New York? And do you miss living in New York? Or do you like it better on the West Coast now?
You know what? I really do. To your question, I don't miss New York. I mean, I miss New York like sometimes. Like I miss when, I don't think I miss living in New York now. I think I miss living in New York when we were growing up, because that was like a really magical time.
It was
That
different.
made
It was
us
different.
like who we are and were and are. Sometimes there's been times, and I've lived in LA since '98, so I've been out here like a long time.
Right.
And I always feel grateful that that I grew up, and I think Play feels the same way, that we grew up in New York, but I don't think we want to be there now. Sometimes when I've gone there now in the last several years, I almost feel like a stranger. You know what I mean? I feel like, remember like the old record play when Stevie Wonder, when the dude get off the bus, man, skyscrapers and everything. living for the
Hands
city.
behind your back, nigga.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. What I do? What I do?
The last thing you hear him go is, "Oh man, was it 25 years?"
Getting a cell, nigga.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's all I did. But
dear.
yeah, I mean, I love that. But everything, there's a season for everything,
Right.
and I think I'm where I'm supposed to be right now.
So kid,
Somebody was
so
at-
play. Where are you? Where are you living?
I think
right now?
I think Play's where he wants to be as well. So
Play. Are you still in New York?
No, I left. I've been going there for a minute too. It took a longer time for me to let it go than Kid, because I didn't want to let it go. Somewhat of being in denial that maybe that was that era that he speaks of that I agree with, like the 80s, all of it. I mean, I'm a big late 60s, all 70s, 80s cat, and early 90s. New York was like, oh man. And
It was
the
popping.
times
Oh,
where
I
I
know.
tried to hang in there to hold on to it, and seeing things go away, like Delancey Street was a place to be, and to see certain things, buildings being torn down there, the neighborhood in which I grew up in, seeing like the change in regards to the people and the decline of things. So
Right.
one of the times, it was like a tear almost kind of was coming out of my ears. I was driving out of there, going through the Holland Tunnel, leaving and stuff. It was like, yeah, it's over, it's done,
Right.
time to move on. But where I'm at now, Florida, it's cool, it makes sense in
Right.
regards to health wise and other things that I'm doing. But I don't know, I don't know where my final place will be. I've
Right.
kind of sometimes have my eye on Canada, but I'm good right now.
Okay.
What?
I like Canada.
Do you fish? And you in Florida? I know you go fishing.
No, I haven't been fishing in forever, but man,
Well,
I'm
there
looking
you
forward
go. There's your
when it's
fishing
time-
buddy for when
Nah,
we go
man,
down
that's-
there.
to do it again. I'm looking forward to when it's time to do it again, because
Bruh.
yeah.
He
You got-
literally was just
Bro, you gotta
saying-
get you something, some type of little boat, bro.
Mm.
If you learn how to fish, bro, you can eat so good.
I have friends with boats, and they keep inviting me, like especially in the Miami area. It's like,
Man, you gotta go, bro.
getting
Right
out.
before
No,
we-
I am.
Right before we came here, he was like, "We have to go back to Florida." He goes, "But this time I'm going fishing because we just got back from Florida." He was like, "I'm not going to Florida again unless I go fishing."
Bro, I
That's
grew,
the
I
first
grew, I
thing I'm
grew up
doing.
fishing. I grew up fishing. We used
Well,
to go
I
fishing.
tell
We used to
you
go
what.
fishing every other week,
where you was fishing in LA?
and we used to go to Cabrillo Beach, and we used to go right off the dock. We used to catch crab. We used to crab, bro. We used to come home with like 5-6 buckets of crabs and get crabs to
Wow.
everybody in the neighborhood. And we had we used to fish off under this overpass, bro, off of Studebaker Road, and I would put 5 hooks on my line and catch 5 perch at a time.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, if this I Love the 90s or whatever we do that's in that Florida area, we'll get out there in the daytime.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Before the show that night or whatever, and
Man.
get it in. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Well,
want to
you know,
let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. I know it took some time for us to get this interview together, man. And I think I've seen you guys interview before. I'm happy to say that I know for a fact that this is one of the best interviews that anybody gonna ever see about that y'all have done. Because
I would agree.
I
agree.
Because I think
Yeah.
because we feel comfortable talking to each other too, and but I really appreciate this. I appreciate y'all to the heavens, man, and thank you so much, man, for doing this for me, man.
But before
Hey,
I
bro.
go, can I be able to give a promo on something real quick?
No,
Yeah.
you could no, of course, do your thing.
Yes.
For a while, it's been a labor of love. Is a very special project to my heart that I've been working on, and I've been in no rush to get it out there any sooner than it had to. But it's time to leave the nest. It's a documentary that I've been working on called "And I Danced." It's a documentary about all the dancers who started out in the low budget, no budget hip hop music videos that are now considered the
Oh hell no! Come on now.
and Jackson and Whitney Houston, and the list goes on. So April 29th, which is International Dance Day, it will be the world home premiere on our fellow homeboy of Kid and I's by the name of Ron Lawrence, who was one of Diddy's hitmen, who did Notorious, Jay-Z's Where I'm From, Aretha Franklin, all of that. He started a streaming platform called Streamways, WAZE, And you'll see other news. I got other, promotions and stuff that'll be, but I'm excited about that. And I just wanted people to know that if they want to have a good time reminiscing, hearing
Right.
stories about how these dancers did this music video, how that happened, all of that, you're going to have a real good time. And so, yeah, again, it's Stream Waves with a Z in there, not Waves,
Okay.
but Ways.
I'ma
On
check that
April
out.
29th, International Dance Day. And here's kids plug for Horizons.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before you finish that, also give everybody your social media plug, your social media.
Okay, I'm not on there a lot, but when I'm on there, I'm on there. On Instagram, my handle is IG. It's _playgrounds with a Z at the end, no S. _playgrounds with a Z at the end.
And your is that? What about your Twitter and your Facebook? And
That's good enough. I mean, Twitter, it's I don't even remember. Instagram's the way to go on.
okay, all right.
I'm not on there that much, so it's like I don't. But Instagram would be the way to go.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, kid. Your turn.
Yeah. I mean, my IG is Kid from Kid and Play. That's probably where I operate most on and best on, and that's the Twitter as well.
Hey, play. We
yeah,
ain't say. Hey, you got to get play on Clubhouse, bro.
Man, listen, I've been trying. Don't act like I ain't been trying.
Play ain't got time
you
for
know,
that.
but he gonna come when he ready.
Well, you know what? A lot of people have been trying to get me to do that, and others. And I told them when I have something to talk about and bring, and I know the people that's promoting this, help promoting or getting it out there. That's one of the things on the list. So,
Yeah, that'd be great for that. It'd be great for that. We did that. We could do. They have a thing where you introduce somebody to Clubhouse. They do that all the time.
Yeah, the welcome rooms.
Somebody. They did it to me. Like
I was like, yeah, we
famous.
did one for you.
And
Yeah,
what
exactly.
do you work?
And bring you in. So
What are you
we could
working
do
on?
that in conjunction with thing. I just dropped a song with these young guys that are from Philly that I mess with. The artist's name is Bizkit, Bizkit, featuring myself. The song's called Horizon.
Yes, I've heard it.
The song is available on all the streaming platforms, and we just dropped the video last week.
Oh
We got a
shit, I gotta
cool,
see that.
I'll
You
send
ain't
it
even
to you.
send me,
I'll send it to you personally.
man.
Yeah, we did an
You gonna have to
animated
wrestle when I
joint.
see you, cuz.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we're happy about that, and we're gonna try to do some new some different things with it as we continue to roll it out. The song is basically just trying to give people a little bit of hope after all we've been through over the last year or so.
Right.
And it's a song that talks about the seriousness of where we've kind of been. From the pandemic to Black Lives Matter, so all these different things, but that there's we always have to look to the horizon. The horizon is where it looks best. The horizon is where the solutions and the answers are.
Absolutely.
Hey, it ain't nothing
We've been cool with that.
Ain't nothing but a
and,
fantastic voice, baby. That's all it is.
I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, and I mean, and that's the thing too. I mean, and you know what? I was just saying this today. I was on Clubhouse early today or yesterday, I think it was. And I mean, all of y'all, Mimi, Julio, and Play, maybe you guys could speak to this. I was saying, it feels like we could use a self-destruction record right now. Like maybe not
something.
about self-destruct, but we're like a one of those joints where we get the top cats, and you get to talk a little bit about everything. About the pandemic.
These young people-
about police brutality.
These young
about
people need
gender equality. About what do you think?
These young people.
I
These young people need. These young people right now. They need a Public Enemy style group, but with young cats talking about real shit. They need that, and and it needs to be a group, not a solo artist. It needs to be a group.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm for that. I think you can hit it on a couple of different tiers. To your point, Coolio, I think hit it one hand on the straight hip hop. We got a group and they hit, they rhyming this and that, and then we need the other one. Then we need that pop. We need that we need that We Are the World.
Yeah.
We need the We Are the World where we combinating everybody, but we need that hip hop, real specific.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers spitting, and getting
And
at
talking
it,
about
getting
some
at
real
it.
shit.
And then we need that
Yeah.
other one that's gonna get your grandma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where we got some singing dudes and some rhyming dudes.
Right.
And we got some of these, you need Burna Boy from Africa, and you need this dude. I don't know.
No,
It just feels like it's time.
I
But
completely agree
the
with
thing
you.
was, the quandary was, we were like, all right, nowadays, who's that guy or those people that could bring all those forces together? Back in the days, play, this, that was Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones called up everybody. Boom, we're gonna show up. We're gonna do. Who is that?
Dre.
But see, the thing about
Dre,
that time,
maybe Swiss.
you're absolutely right. But the problem with that was you were still dealing with an era that respected our elders.
Right.
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 Quincy. And it was an honor for him to even call you or to think about bringing you in. And some of the stuff that when I do surface every once in a while, I see some of the comments, it's like, it's hard for me to believe some of the things people, the disrespect, I just say blatant disrespect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
For like a Nas or even a Jay-Z or whatever. And it's like, I'm just using that as an example. So it's like, that would be a great question. Who would that be? It'd have to be that young head that does have that respect or grew up in a time to respect those elders. I think so much has changed, but they definitely exist. I think maybe like a Kendrick Lamar. I think he
Yeah.
Maybe he might be able to do it. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Or a J. Cole, but I could see types like those.
Well, Tone thinks so too.
Look, Tone said you better. What Tone? Wait.
Tone said
But
make it
Coolio,
happen.
were you in all in the same gang? Remember?
No, I know.
All in the same gang.
No.
Was
Me,
sometimes
I was with.
But
Dubsy.
Tone was on it.
Yeah, Tone was on it.
Tone
Okay,
was
so
on
wait.
that.
So one last question because we got to go. But my last question is this: what's next, bro? Where's hip hop headed? This thing that we love so much and we care about so much. What's gonna happen? I mean, because I'm out of answers. I'm out of questions. I'm out of answers to the questions and questions to the answers. And
Right. So the
what's
question is,
happening?
what is we gonna do?
Basically.
I'm about to say something publicly that I've been kind of keeping to myself and sharing whatever. It's like, I don't even know if it's hip hop anymore. And I don't mean that in a
That's
negative
right.
way.
That's right.
I
No.
think
I believe it.
I think it's become another strain or another different thing. Like with us, people don't speak on too much. It's like, look at what hip hop evolved from. R&B didn't want to embrace us at first,
Right.
but we used their tunes, we used their tracks. We
Right.
used what they call the get down part as our foundation, and we launched off into our own thing. You had bebop, all that stuff. Now it's called hip hop. I think what young people have now is their own. And I don't know, I think it's this service that is called hip hop because people are putting it in a certain box and treating it a certain way that they can't relate to because they knew the way it was to be. But if it's called something else and it's their own, I think they would get more out of it, or it would be able to benefit the way it should benefit. That's say that it isn't now, but when you hear the era that we know, the late 80s and all of the 90s, it was called love, peace, unity, and having fun.
That's right.
But now it's a lot of singing. It's their own identity and
yeah,
stuff. now.
they're not even rapping. They sing
Yeah,
it.
they're
No.
singing, rapping.
Yeah, it's not even. And so if it has its own name, it has its own, and it has its own right. And I'm always careful when I say that because I don't want to come off like some older heads like us can become off sometimes kind of bitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I hate when Kid and I, or either individually, collectively, I know you probably go through it, Coolio, and you meet a parent and their child, and the parent comes up and like wants to talk about how much our music meant to them.
Exactly.
And right when it's time to address the child or the teenager that's with them, they'll cut them off and go, "Oh, no, they don't know nothing about this," and they blew it.
Yeah.
That was a time for the kid to have something in common with their parents, and I could see in the kid's face they do know us. They know
Exactly.
the movies, they know the music.
I don't let it happen.
I know it.
I don't
So
let it
to
happen.
me,
I cut the parents off. I'd be like,
I do
hold
too.
on. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. But it creates that generation gap. So
That's right.
to me, I think that's just my thoughts on it. If we look at it that way, we might have an answer to that question you're asking, Coolio. But my answer is I don't know. But I'm at the edge of my seat, paying attention.
You know what I'll
right.
say? You know what I'll say is this. It was. It's the girl that I came to the party with, so I'm gonna stick with her. And I think over time, even if hip hop finds itself in like a weird place, I think there's an auto correct, and it doesn't always happen right away. But I always feel like the cream rises to the top, and the best are the best. You're gonna have some one hitter quitters. We had them in our day coming up.
Okay.
That's a part of the ecosystem.
I wanna do this again, because I feel like I need another hour or two with y'all. So I'm asking. We gonna set it. We gonna do this again, bruh.
Cool.
Because you guys are important. We have just lost a good brother. We lost DMX, and we and
Prince Marky D,
yeah.
Ecstasy.
Ecstasy, and I heard Biz ain't doing too great.
Yeah, I've been staying in touch with Cool V, and
Yeah.
I mean he's been out of sight too long, but we pray the best. And
Yes, because that brother, he know too much. I mean, damn, I didn't get a chance to pick his brain enough, bro. I'm upset about that shit. So we gotta make sure that everything y'all know, bro. We gotta chronicle that shit. We gotta make sure you guys, y'all know a lot, bro. Y'all know more than me, cause y'all was right there.
I wouldn't say that. We just know different things.
We all know how the sausage is made. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about sausage.
No, trust me. Every time when we were out there touring, trust me. Every time, if I knew we had like a little block of time,
Right.
I would always try to get Coolio to tell one of his infamous stories.
No. We don't have time for that.
Because
Okay,
they
listen.
were I'm just
we don't
saying.
have
I'm
time
just
for
saying.
that.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm gonna do that again. But you always told the great story. I mean, but these are the stories that we both had.
No,
you
how
coming
about
up on the
this?
west,
How about when
we coming up on the east, and it's part of
We
us.
just, bro,
it's
we
part
just
of the
gotta kick
fabric.
it. We gotta kick it
Yeah,
outside of work.
And this is the thing.
So maybe in 2 weeks, maybe 2
what
weeks.
you do is you
or so.
kick it, and what you do is you kick it. This is what I do with my interviews. You
Right.
kick it, but you let the audience eavesdrop in on the conversation. That's all.
Okay, so peep game. So listen, everybody in the building, if you can hear my voice, give it up for Kid and motherfucking Play right now. Yeah!
Hey, that's
appreciate-
his new name. His name is Motherfucking Play.
Motherfucking Play.
Not literally. Not literally.
I beg to differ.
Hey man, listen. Y'all know I love y'all, man. I love y'all to death, bruh. Take care of yourself. We gotta get up soon. I know y'all got a show coming up. I know y'all back on. When y'all next show?
They talking.
Right now calls have been coming in. We're not looking at anything really till the end of summer at best.
Okay.
End of the year, just so everybody has everything straight. Right now,
Okay.
it's Horizons with Kid, and it's And I Dance with me. Until
Right.
then, and we look forward to hanging out with you and Mimi again real soon.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're gonna try to get Play on Clubhouse to talk
That's
about
right.
his
Yes.
documentary.
You got me. It's just a week or two away.
Right.
That's all. We good.
Ladies and
Love-
gentlemen,
love,
give it up.
peace, and love,
Give it up
peace.
for the two and only Kid and motherfucking Play in the motherfucking building. Shaka Zulu, man. Hey, peace and love, man. Take care of yourself. Hey, Play, I'll see you soon. I'm coming to Florida, bro. We're gonna go fishing. And
gonna
Kid,
do this.
Kid, I'm gonna be in LA. I'm gonna pull up on you.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. You know what it is. Give me a heads up. You know where I'm
That's
at.
right. All right, y'all take care, man.
One.
Peace. Close it out. Yo.
Oh.
I like to thank y'all for being here with me. This was I've been trying to put this one together we've been trying to put this one together for quite some time, and it finally happened. And I just think that those two brothers, they're not everybody's favorite rappers, but they are
Amazing.
genuine as a motherfucker. They real. Play is really from them streets, and Kid is not. But Kid learned how to navigate his way through a time when you didn't always make it.
Yep.
And you know, they inspired me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm inspired by the both of them, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. We like to thank the SkillKing.com with the world's most famous fish game. Get your ass going, sign up and play today. Mellow CBD for your CBD needs, creams, lotions, and flour. Mellow CBD to get focused, not high. Ivy's Oven for all your special occasions, sweet treats and custom cakes and homemade meals. And just added the motherfucking homemade pot pie. I ain't talking about that banquet shit. I'm talking about that real shit. Feel like your grandmama cooked that motherfucker with her feet.
With her feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Sun Studios for all your film, photography, video needs, anything, photos, anything you need. Sun Studios can provide that for you in the Vegas area, and have camera will travel. Goddammit.
Absolutely.
Listen, and also the home of the Cool Conversation podcast. I'm Coolio with the Flow,
Mimi.
and you just watched another installment of Cool Conversations. Shaka Zulu, man.
Make sure you guys check out our Instagrams at Coolio and at Mimi513. We always go live. You don't want to miss out on anything that we do. It's very entertaining.
Shaka Zulu.